Jester. I don't hear you.
Ah. Sorry, everybody. I was muted. Let's try that again. Really, dude? Let's try that again. Hello and welcome, everybody, to Freewheel Station. I think we start off, we get like the general title shot, like the drage system. It's, different, camera pans between all the different planets and their moons, and over to the station itself, this big round wheel and hanging in the space that, looks like it still needs a bit of repairs and stuff, but there's traffic going in and out. And the camera passes underneath the station, and we see the corner where there's a wrench welded into the frame. And we come out on the other side, get the big title, Freewheel Station. And then we do a jump cut to if we're watching a movie, the camera is over somebody's shoulder, and it's on the deck and like looking at the front of the casino. Um, and Haster, Joe, you guys want to describe what the front end of the casino looks like, as with the big grand opening going on? What does this look like?
Well, right now we're trying to install the proper piping for the fountain to get it to spray out rather than just normal water. We're trying to get it to spray out the food coloring that keeps clogging the back pipes. So,
Okay. So like
we
this
want
is
it
one
to
of those
look like golden,
So this is one of those last minute fires you're putting out. Like the doors are open and you're like, I gotta get this fixed, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
the scene right there.
So what's the like? What does it look like
Have you
going
found the
in?
button yet?
Like it has. Well, like what does the front entrance look like? Like do you have like rope, like the line roped off? Do you have a guy up at the front? Do you have is the like or is the line along the side of the entrance? Is it going back from the entrance? Whereas, like if the camera is approaching from the front, what does the front of it look like? As you are like open,
Well, of course, there's the fountain that we're
right?
trying to fix. But on either side of there are red carpets that flow all the way back into the actual guts of the casino and down the first flight of stairs. From there, we've kind of set it up as an open area, but cordoned off in the very back, but it's still visible from the front,
Mm-hmm.
is the VIP section.
Mm-hmm.
And the VIP section is on this raised platform that does have privacy curtains in case, the VIPs don't wish to be bothered and wish to talk about, things. But those curtains are drawn back and you can see it with a very nicely appointed table in the middle. It's a roulette table in the middle with every other, table lined up in various ways in order to just fit all of them in one convenient spot for all of the high rollers to come in, have a drink, relax, and play some and gamble a bit. It's kind of
Right.
like a speakeasy.
Right. So yeah, maybe like the camera follows over the shoulder of somebody who appears to be wearing a suit as they walk up, cut past the rest of the line, look at we see there like a sort of deferential attitude from your guy at the door at the front door, and when he opens up the doors into the casino, he walks in, and this is what it looks like as he walks in. And maybe there's already like the first few customers are already starting to line up at the tables and the bars, starting to while like you and your crew and whatnot are working on the fountain. So first of all, like first of all, give me an engineering check, because I'll like, and if AL is there, you can feel free to help, or you like either one of you can make the check and the other one help. It doesn't matter
Sure.
as long as you guys, because I think you both have engineering, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I definitely have engineering.
All
So
right.
let's see here.
All right.
Engineering. And click.
Well, um, both of you at the same time pretty much see what's wrong with this whole thing. You've got it figured out, and maybe you're getting like you're directing the work, and you've got like one of your like maintenance people like fit like gut like pulling it out and whatnot. Maybe there's like a you know, like doing what he's got to do, like fixing it and whatnot. And as you're kind of like, as the camera like watches the two of you sort of directing traffic and being like, look, you know, let's get a description of both of your characters, Ian. It's been a couple of weeks.
Um, well, as I stated previously, my character is an Antu colony, which traditionally makes them Manus. However, since they are required to dress up in a suit for some occasions, they do have an exochitin, um, like a more solid form that they can slip themselves into. And that portrayal, from what I said, was basically like a mushroom man that's made up of several small and slender mushrooms that almost look like shiitake from like Japan, but
Mhm.
in all reality are cordyceps fungus. And he's wearing a nice three-piece suit. And if you want me to post a picture of him, I can. As JJ was so nice to make this for me.
Well, that would be entertaining for us to see it in chat.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how we'll like get that out there maybe we'll post this somewhere for the viewers to see. We'll figure out the right form for
But
that.
the
But
rundown is the suit goes down to his arms and goes down to his forearm, and
yeah,
the jacket has all sorts of buckles that have little chains that run up and around him. So it's still professional, but the guy does look like a mobster.
okay, awesome.
So we're rocking it
Uh,
with the buckles, like to represent the Grim Buckle Syndicate,
yeah,
with the chains, nice three-piece suit, and what appeared to be like boots that ride up to about a quarter of the calf.
Nice.
nice. AL.
So yeah, my character pretty much wears like a hooded cloak most of the time, but mostly just has like a metal chassis going all the way down to like a full piece body, glowing blue eyes, blue hair, and kind of towers over, Millisette. But yeah, she always has kind of like a they always have like a stern face, especially right now when she's kind of overseeing security and doing it like going down the checklist and calling out when the patrols look loose and not in form and stuff like that.
Right on. Well, I think the as the two of you sort of like are getting this fixed, you realize that somebody is what you get Millicept realize that sort of like somebody is behind you, and you sort of like and you kind of turn around and realize that it's Crenville. Like as the camera sort of like pans from above, like shows you guys from over the shoulder, and then when you guys turn and look, it does a jump cut to show that it's Crenville that's been following this whole time. Um, but uh, Crenville kind of looks at you guys and he's like, goes, last minute, he goes, nice to see your attention to detail. It says, it's nice to see your attention to detail lasts all the way to the last minute.
Yeah,
Um,
well, what can you do when a couple of schlubs are clogging up your ports with food coloring?
he goes,
And I just kind of look over at the staff.
uh, he kind of nods and he's like, So later on, there's a bit of business we'll need to discuss, but for now, I'm pretty much just gonna sit back and watch you do your job. Uh, I want to see how this. I want to see. I want to see how this is gonna work. And he goes, don't forget, you still need to find a way to set up some trade agreements with one of the merchant companies that's trying to operate here, so you can have a steady run on for your supplies.
Yeah, I plan on smoothing it up with the tea guy because I heard that they do pretty well with high grade teas, very
Oh,
high
He,
grade
Paperleaf.
teas.
yeah, he nods and he kind of arches an eyebrow and it like um. Let's see if you want to try to get a read on him here.
Yeah,
Give me a
okay.
sense motive here.
So that'd be sense motive.
Mm-hmm.
Sense motive.
And you can take that extra D6 you get as an envoy too.
Ah,
And don't forget that.
So,
uh,
Is
so,
important.
so you just roll a sense motive and then the
so
D6. Yep. So
And now
that's
it's a
20
20.
altogether. Okay. He's not particularly trying to hide much, but it's not like he's trying to give up the game or anything, but he's also not like being very careful about hiding his like reaction here. That arch of the eyebrows is is something approaching appreciation. He approves of your decision to try to talk to the Paperleaf Tea Trading Company. You know, maybe there's a little skepticism behind it as to, you know, he's not sure how successful you might be, but he approves of the fact you're willing to try. Um, uh, but he kind of nods and he's like, as you say, he says, I'm gonna go get a drink over here at the bar. He
please help
says,
yourself. Nothing's watered down for the boss.
he goes, and he kind of nods and he kind of nods and he walks over to the bar. Um, What order do the rest of you arrive in? Like, who would arrive next?
I have no clue.
Would it be,
Okay.
well, I mean,
Did we?
Kib, Death Arms, or Philip?
Okay. Can you hear
Which
me?
one of you? I can hear you, yes.
Okay. How long did it take for us to get back? Because I control
It
time.
took you,
Wow.
it took you, 2.5 days to get back.
Okay. Sorry.
The drift was very giving and
Oh,
combined with
and
the
I was gonna pick
malcontents
extra.
engines. Yeah, drift. So,
All right. So, and
yeah.
how long did it take Scott to get back?
Um, shit, I forget.
I'm sorry. Like I said,
No, I
just
was looking through that trying to figure out how long it took me. And I thought it was like 2 weeks or something like that.
yeah, well, that's important for the date.
No, it was 14 days.
It took Scott 14 days. Okay. That's I need to know.
I'm pretty sure it took Scott yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. So,
So,
um,
what did I do? Oh, I saw what I did. Okay. We've almost made it to the end of the year again. It's October 28th in human terms.
what is this October you speak of?
It's something I've heard the humans say. Hang on.
Nope, humans didn't
La
have our calendar.
Lamesh Annis is the actual month. You can try to say it yourself, sir.
Mm,
All right, time is fixed. So
But-
if we're all back, then Kib, where are you? Because I'd be out to find you. I have a special tie for you tonight.
After I got back, I would have went back to my room and scoured out of the data. So most likely in my room.
We've been back for long enough that we're probably prepared for this day.
True. So
But if you're in your room, I'll find you there.
yeah.
There's my knock at the door. You're on level 6 with all the like crazy people, right?
I thought it was like higher level. Cause
Okay, so you're on 3 with me. That makes it easier to get to your room.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you open the door? Do I have to bypass the lock? It may take me 10 minutes.
So there's like a pause for a few seconds, and you kind of hear through the door that he's kind of scrambling around, making room. Be like, yeah, cool, yeah, come in. Yeah. As you walk in, he's kind of shuffling papers around, and books and stuff, and kind of putting away. Like, yeah, what? Oh, hey, how you doing?
Kib, did you forget?
What did I forget? This? No, security's good. Things are running fine as far as I'm concerned. I forget.
I can't
wonder
see
if-
past the mess in your room as I look around, seeing if there's anything important. I'm like, all right, so we're finally opening the casino. The new boys, can't remember their names.
Oh, that robot and fungus mushroom looking dude. Yeah. Oh, that's today?
Yeah,
Oh,
but not a robot.
Yep.
Remember, androids have souls. Some robots have souls, in fact. But either way, not a robot. Something different. And I make a large circle with my hands. All right, so anyway, I made you a fancy new bow.
he still has the one on from last time, but it's all like defubbled and shifted and all messed
Right.
up.
Luckily, I slide it loosely and take it off and put it on the wall where you have like the other 14 dirty because you wore them to work after the facts. And put this one on you. And I'm like, all right. Are you ready? I need to look at something.
Yeah.
So I get on my comms and I call Kurad because I see him on stream. And I'm like, ring, 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 ring.
Yes.
Hello, dear. I'm so glad you finally got some sleep after that week-long period where you were, doing stuff. Actually, what, 14 days? 14 days. Either way,
Something like that.
we're back. We're opening the casino. And I finally got Kib ready. So if you're ready, we'll pick you up and we'll head that way.
If I must. Yes.
It should be interesting. And I had some specially imported water for you. So it'll be fancy water. It'll almost be like you're drinking with me. Right, the bottle is square and has weird symbols that no one's ever seen before. But, it's fancy water. I've tried it, so it's not
Okay.
poison.
Okay.
Okay, so we head to the casino. You hear the sound of Ha behind us, just above us. Because why wouldn't I bring him? He's my extra set of eyes. Trumpets. No, no trumpets. So that's what we do. We head that way.
Yeah, so you get to the casino and there is a line, but I mean, you run the station, you can clearly bypass the line. Plus, one of you all of you are council members running the station, and one of you is pretty high up in the syndicate now. So,
So
like,
instead of cutting in line, or I mean, instead of going to the front of the line, I cut in line, and I'm like, "Hey, man, thanks for saving me a spot."
Yeah, of course. Please, have a seat at the bar. Order anything you like.
The doorman's like, "Councilwoman, why?" All right, yeah, but after we do that, I definitely walk to the front of the line, and I'm like, "Yay!"
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I have a
you're
puzzled look on my face when you stop to stand in line. You're like, what are you
Uh,
doing? I'm
It was just
confused.
to make everyone that was near that part of the line uncomfortable, and that guy, asked for letting me cut in line.
well, fucking
But
there.
we
Yeah.
go take seats at the bar because that was what we were offered by the doorman
Okay. Yeah. So you get.
or
Yeah.
whoever.
So yeah. So there's definitely like the bars is slightly busy and whatnot, but you're able to get a drink. The bartender, of course, recognizes who you are and goes to take care of you first.
I'm like,
Um,
extra garnish on the use of cat's drink. I need him to stay full enough that he doesn't get too fucked up.
the 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 bartender just
Yeah, put it on my tab.
the bartender who let's just say he's a human. He looks at you and he just kind of does the you got it thing with his fingers and goes and gets your whatever it
Um,
is you order.
and big spender quality. I give him 100 credits. Yes.
Awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me erase that from my sheet.
You, by the way, Millicept and AL, see the councilwoman and the entire council, walk in for Lichtam Incorporated and with ownership of the station. And like you haven't had a chance to talk to them since they came back, or even really Crinville. Things have been pretty busy on your end.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, you see them walk in all together and get the seats at the bar and what have you. Um,
Yeah, I'm going to pull one of our workers aside and tell him that every single member of that council has a seat at that bar, make sure that they make it to the VIP section, as well as
yeah.
Crinville and the head of the tea company.
Oh, right on. Yeah. So I think like maybe you see the Millicept pull one of his people aside, and the guy goes and delivers a message to the bartender. The bartender is like comes over, walks over, and is like, "Uh, I was told to direct you guys to the VIP area. Um, is there anything you guys would like on your way? Would you guys like to set up bottle service since you're going up? You're going to be away from the bar."
Uh,
Two, 3 bucks. Oh wait, he drinks something weird. Yeah.
no. All right. Breathe.
Wait,
Now do it.
what happened to the big red guy? I forgot about him.
You should. Oh, damn it. Uh,
Big red guy. Oh, yeah, Death Arms. Yeah, Death
well,
Arms. You
he's
heard
your
that?
bodyguard.
Yeah.
You. I'm so sorry, Death Arms. I
Where are
was so
you?
worried
Yeah.
about Kured.
Where are you at this? Like you heard that the station, like the casino is open. You know the rest of them were you know that like Kib and Kurad and Philip were going to this thing, but somehow they didn't call you or you missed their call or something. Like, but where are you at? Are you like on your way there anyway, or are you just kind of um, like, are you trying to figure out uh, specifically where, like, I don't know, what exactly are you doing?
Death arms. Soul demon. He's under attack. He's been bagged and tagged. He's currently tied up and out of the way right now. I mean,
Oh no, not that.
All right. Well, we'll come back.
wait. Breaker, soul demon, come in.
We see you lighting up your thing lighting up, but we're not hearing you. We'll come back. So, oh, he's try again. Can you hear us? We're not getting anything at the moment. All right. Yeah. So basically, oh, I saw this thing light up again. It's just from.
I'm not hearing him either.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
neither.
Oh, I heard something there. It's really light, but I heard something.
You're gonna want to try to figure out your microphone. So I'm guessing that's where the issue is.
Yeah.
I guess anyway. I mean, what do I know about technology? But in the meantime, yeah, I think the bartender is like looks at you, Philip, and Kib and Karad, and is just kind of like, hey, you like it's like, so would you like to set up a bottle service?
Yes, let's do that. In fact, let's do VIP grade.
And he goes, absolutely. He says, I'll send a girl up to get your, I'll send a girl up to VIP to get her, well, a girl. Says I'll send a server up to get your,
Oh, wait, who are you? Yes, I made you make up a name.
you want me to make up a name right here on the spot for the bartender?
Yes, I'm sorry, but I need to do it because I want to do the thing. Can we just call him? Can I just be a dick and call him server number 1? No, I don't want to do that.
Hmm,
Why would I give him money after that if that was the case?
okay. Guffic Torzo. There you
Okay,
go.
thank you,
See, I
Guffic.
didn't have to, see, and I didn't have to name him Bob.
Hey, that's a fight between me and Jester. We'll talk about it later. It's wondrous.
Hey,
But anyway, Guffic.
Guffic.
Okay, so
Jeffic.
Guffic, make up your mind.
I did make up my mind. It's
Say it again.
Jeffik. All right?
Okay, say it again for me.
Jeffic.
Jeffic, here's 200 credits. Anytime you don't see a drink in my hand, put a drink in my hand. Thank you.
So he
I know
sends
you
a.
have other things to do, but yeah, make it so.
No, and
All right, I'm erasing more money.
Jeffic Torzo will make sure that will make sure that that you always have
Uh-huh.
a drink. So yeah, and yeah, so AL, what are you doing? Like you watch the council coming in and what have
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I mean, at this point, like, my character is on high alert. However, at one point, while kind of keeping an eye on patrol, I'm gonna say I bump into a server, and
Okay.
as I get really angry, my eyes switch to green, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, what did I do? Where? What is happening?"
The server looks at you confused, like for a minute he thought you were gonna like kill him, but now you're like all confused.
Are you
I'm sorry,
okay?
but I I don't know. Are you okay? Are we okay? I'm terribly sorry. I'll get back to work. Link picks up the tray and hurries off to replace the drinks. And it's not long before you see a guy come out. It's not long before you see like a isekai come out and to sweep up the floor and sweep and mop where the tray had crashed on the floor. And he's just like he kind of looks around, does his job, and then goes back to it. While the server goes and gets more drinks and carefully picks a much more careful route around you to get back to where she was trying to take the drinks to. Um, Crinville goes to the VIP. He just kind of like he goes up there rather casual, like his tie is like loose as normal, and he's sort of like half his shirt is untucked and his cuffs aren't buttoned, but he's just kind of like but it's still obviously a very nice suit. Like, and when he sits down, he finds himself a spot in the VIP and sits down.
Is this a new
Kind
suit
of,
or is this one of the ones he's worn before?
yeah, I think you've probably seen him
New
wear
to
it once before. But it's it's not a suit that he wears a lot.
Okay, but if I've seen it once, that means I have an outfit that matches, so my outfit changes to that, and then we go sit with him.
Yeah. And he's like, and he's kind of like, I think he's kind of basically, you sit down and he's like, so, he goes, he goes, as soon as Millicept and AL get a moment to come up here, get a moment to breathe and come up here, we'll talk to them about some of what's going on here. This is,
As we come up, I'm like going to Mills. I'm like, oh God, the casino's already open. There's so many things that I have to go down the list of with the planning. Wait, how did I?
Then why are you panicking and why ain't you working?
Just you're right, boss. You're right. And like
Calm
walks up.
down. It's all right. All right. Everything's going good.
You sure?
Yeah. Now, I
Okay.
just need you to be alert. I need you to be calm because when you get a little bit frantic, sometimes you miss things, and I would not like things to be missed in this entire day.
Of course. I mean, right. So, I am alert. I am looking around. And I am seeing waiters and bodyguards and okay, okay. I am focused.
You good?
I think I have to go use the bathroom.
Go use the bathroom. Come back in 5 minutes.
All right. He goes to the bathroom.
so,
What do I pay
um,
for?
by the way, Soul Demon, whenever you've got your stuff sorted, let us know.
Yeah, you must speak,
We're
or we
not,
do not know you're here.
yeah, we don't want to we don't want you to feel like we're completely leaving you out. I just,
Yeah.
want to make sure that you have the time to get what you need done. So,
For some reason, the Xbox isn't working this week.
yeah.
Test. Okay.
Ah,
Oh,
there you
there
are.
he is.
Woo!
There he is.
Yay!
All right. So I'm an idiot, and my headset was muted.
Oh, it happens.
It happens.
So where is
So
Death
much.
Arms right now? What are you
Uh,
doing?
Death Arms would be in his room, getting ready for this. He'd be like prancing around, trying to make sure that he has everything set up, because he knows that casino's opening. It's a big night, so he's like, all right, let's get everything situated. Because like, I mean, he has what he's wearing all laid out on his bed. He's got his pants on one half, the white button up on next to it, the suit jacket next to the shirt, and then has the tie laid across all of them. And it's like, okay, am I forgetting anything? Got that, got that, got that, got that. Yes, I have everything. All right. And then just starts getting ready and rushes as fast as he can down to the casino.
You get to the casino. And the guy at the front door recognizes you as being connected to the council. Like you're like a direct agent of the council as far as they're concerned. So
At this point, he should have a great big badge that says that he's, security. So
yeah, well, if you gave him like
I will
yeah,
definitely have had that done like
okay.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So right now it's just a rumor that you're gonna make him head of security, and you're just
Oh
letting
no,
people
he's been head
marinate
of
on it.
security for a while. I mean,
Oh,
he was like,
okay.
"I'm
You're
doing
just
security," like weeks and
okay.
weeks ago.
Yeah,
But
awesome. So you've got like security tied into your comms then at this point, like
mm,
Death Arms. So like if there's any major security issues that arise, like you'll get a notification, like somebody will comms you and be like, he's like, it's like maybe I don't know, maybe you can describe it however you want, but I kind of envision it being like those earpieces you see like Secret Service people having and whatnot, that kind of a thing. I mean, I don't know if that's what you're seeing or if you've got something else in mind, something that maybe a little bit different, but maybe it's on your wrist unit or something. But you're patched in, and um, you manage to get to the casino, and like there's already quite a few people there. Like they're lined up, and the guy at the the front recognizes you as the head of security. So for the station, so he, a direct employee of the council. So he lets, he lets you guys, Lichdom's council. So he lets you pass. You get inside. And you can kind of see across, and you see that Philip, Kurad, and Kib are all already up in VIP along with Crenville. Um, and I think there's probably like, I don't know, would you guys, Milliceps and AL, would you have somebody set up to send him Death Arms up to VIP as well?
Oh yeah, I said anybody that is tied
Okay.
with the council should be escorted to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're met with like a host, a host that walks up and is like, Mr. Arms,
arms.
and I was told to I was told to show you to the VIP section. If you'll follow me.
Right away then. I shall not keep you waiting from your job then.
Yeah. So she shows you all your way up and whatnot. And I think you kind of get up there and whatnot. And Milliceps, Ale, what are you guys doing? You see Death Arms come in, like, and get escorted to the VIP section.
How many more members of the council are there, and has the individual who runs the tea company shown up yet?
Oh yeah, we're still waiting on Silverchild, or not Silverchild,
Silver Soul,
Silver
Zerk
Soul.
Silver Soul. He has not arrived yet. Valen Sur of the Gemfish Trade Consortium has arrived.
Good.
Sestra is there, the
Oh.
leader of the mercenary company known as the Accord. She's got
Oh.
a few of her people with her. She is, um, she's currently, she's currently having a bit of a winning streak on one of the tables.
Oh.
Her and her crew are not exactly subtle,
No.
but they're, um, and she's, you obviously see that she's laughing and what have you,
Right.
but
She's putting on airs. I got you.
yeah,
Um.
like
What is she wearing?
she's actually wearing a rather smart business suit. and
This
whatnot.
is something the family wears. I gotcha.
You know,
They are
not
super into that style of armor. So
they're all, but you have to remember they're all like representing like, well, they're all
right,
representing as if they're legitimate business people.
of
Like,
course.
and in Sestra's
What
case,
about her
she
crew?
kind of is. Her crew, they're all generally dressed not quite as nice as her. This is obviously a group of folk that are, um,
All
they're
mercenaries.
no, well, they're all mercenaries because that's what she does. That's her company that she works for. But they aren't dressed like mercenaries right now. They have the mannerisms of people who, kill folk for money, who fight for money. But they are dressed relatively nicely. Um, they're the people who they fit in just well enough to get in the door, but they're the people that everyone who truly fits into the place looks over and is like, "God, it's so crass,"
Hmm.
you know.
Okay.
Um,
Um,
but
I will send a direct message to Silver Soul,
mhm.
requesting his presence,
He's
and
like,
then I look at Crenville. Yes, and remember that to go. You know that we should invite your sister into this meeting.
perhaps before we do all of that, we should have a meeting with just this particular group and our managers here.
Oh, all right. Well, we can do that first.
And he says,
Um,
he, and I think
forgive me. You're not any of the 3-in-1. Um, remind me of your name, because I know you're not AI, but my character is horrible at remembering people's names.
My name is Albert. It's
Oh, I
kind of
thought
weird
you had
for you
went
to
to the
be.
bathroom and hadn't made it here yet.
Okay, I just sorry.
No,
well,
I know. But go on.
First of all,
Millicent, that's it.
Millicent's and AL, are you in VIP yet, or
Well,
like,
there was that
do
whole
you?
exchange where, like, I assumed Millicent came on in because, yeah.
Did you
So,
guys?
no assumption.
Well, at this point, Milliceps is kind of waiting for the entire council to get
Yeah.
together in
Yeah,
the
If
VIP
well, as
section.
soon
if
as Death Arms
I
got
think,
there, we were all there.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I think that like if you don't immediately go, then like Crenville will probably send word with one of your people, like, hey, we're ready to discuss some business before things
We
get
get too
too
busy.
And
deep.
to explain what Milliceps has been doing during all of that downtime, he's just been going around to various people of interest, heads of companies, and making sure that they're having a good time. Uh, if you want me to roll a diplomacy check or any of those kinds of social checks, I can roll them. I'm not necessarily trying to gather information or anything like that. I'm just
Okay.
trying to make people
You're
have
schmoozing.
more fun. Yeah, I'm
Right.
schmoozing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like Quindon Maloon from the Valquin Empire is also here. He doesn't seem to be partaking in a whole lot of the gambling at this point, but he is, but he does seem to be enjoying the show in terms of like watching, what everybody else is doing and whatnot. Um, you know, but yeah, go ahead and make me a diplomacy check because right now, give me two of them actually, because Valen Sewer and Quindon Maloon are both here, and
Okay.
both of them you can try to improve your relationship with.
Okay. I need an important piece of information though first. Do
What's
both
that?
of them have a drink in their hand?
Quindon Maloon does. Valen Sewer probably does as well, although um,
Isn't she the
Quindon
one that
Mal-
has the school?
no, Valen Sewer is a human male, and is with the Gemfish Trade Consortium.
Oh, he's the one that. Yeah. All right. My bad. Continue.
Quindon Maloon is the Shadow Fae, the Svartalvar,
Mm.
the representative for the Velquin Empire. He seems amused, and Valen Sur seems like he's basically just kind of there reading, trying to read the room. looks like he's kind of trying to figure out what's going on here to get a read. He keeps looking up at the VIP section where the council is. You know.
I'd like to mention that Ha read the room completely. All right.
So,
Well,
but
Proving
go
that
yeah,
ahead
he's
and make those diplomacy checks, and I'm really wanting to focus in on the one guy that seems to be a stick in the mud. And I'm just going to try and get him to down his drink and have another drink in his hand before he realizes that he just finished his drink.
well,
That is my goal.
you're like, are you saying you're just kind of narratively trying to do this, or are you like
I'm
actually trying to make trying to actually convince him with a diplomacy check?
I'm trying to convince him with the diplomacy check, and then I'm alerting my staff that the moment that this person finishes their drink, they have another drink in their hand of the same
Okay.
type
Cool.
on the house, essentially.
All right. So give me a diplomacy roll here.
That's a 26. And you said 2 diplomacy rolls?
One for Quentin Maloon if you're going to interact with him.
I will definitely interact with him. And,
At least
Nice.
if you're trying to change his attitude anyway. I mean, you can simply interact with him without trying to change his attitude, but it sounded
I'm
like you were
just trying to improve his opinion of me and the casino.
Millicent,
You are-
you're the envoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget your D6 for your
Oh,
diplomacy
that's
checks,
true.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I'll roll 2 of those. So that's a
Okay.
29 and a 23.
Nice.
So I think Valen Sewer, like he looks at you and I think he kind of looks at you and like you win him, like you win him over. Like he's been indifferent to you. He's not necessarily friendly with the council right now because I think it was Kib flubbed the diplomacy roll there. No, maybe it was Philip because whatever it was, you were just
With Quentin
there in
Malone?
that range to no with Valen Sewer.
No, I thought Valencio and I were on good terms.
He was being polite, but
I
he
need
was
to
being
schmooze more with him. Okay.
he's like he's still professional enough. He has to do business because that's his job, but it doesn't mean he particularly likes you. You've probably picked up on the vibes
Right.
that
Yeah, I rolled
he
like an
felt like
11.
you were dismissive towards him, and that made him unhappy.
Weird.
The
He was like one of the
that's
first
how
ones we
he
talked to.
well that's what I mean, that's how he read it. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what happened. That's how he read it because
And that's
your
fine. I'll work on
diplomacy
that
check
later.
was bad. But you, Milliceps, he was indifferent towards you. Now you can consider him friendly. So you can write down, you can make a note somewhere that you consider Valen Sewer a friendly character.
Okay.
In fact, I will give you a handout. Let's see. Damn it. Stop it. Don't do that. I will give you a handout that you can keep track of this kind of stuff. And let's see.
Sometimes it's important.
All right. And I will put Valen in there to start off with. Valen Sewer. Human male. Oops. Male. Gemfish. Rating consortium. Oops. Rating consortium. Oops. And he is at friendly now.
Good for
And
you. Now I'm
And,
angry.
and you will now have that'll show up in your journals, and you will have the ability to add names of contacts and edit how they feel, how your relationship is with them, as you go. But yeah,
Immediately after that, I am going to head up to the VIP. However, I am going to notify the individual that I ordered to bring him a drink to make sure that he does not leave this place sober.
and you also can, and you can add this later too, but Quindon Maloon is also, you can add as friendly because your rolls were high enough. As an envoy, you just know how to schmooze it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so, but you do head up to the VIP and you're kind of sitting there and Crenville waits for everybody to kind of get settled and, have some drinks in their hands or whatever. And he says, so we've been a bit busy since we came back. We were a bit busy while we were gone. Millicepts, Ale,
Mhm.
the Grim Council has decided to add another member to the Grim Council. So they chose to pick one of Lichdom Corporation's council
Oh.
to represent for this territory. Miss Philip Dupfo is the head of the boss of the Drage system and all territories that we can expand influence into. If you keep this to yourselves, the power needs to be quiet among only the most inner of circles, which I would take this to be. And he says, she is effectively my boss and yours at this point. I mean, and she's also responsible for everything that goes on in this territory. So you catch wind of any rumors or of anything going down that could hurt the syndicate or that could cause us a loss of profits. All of that gets filtered back up to Miss Depfo.
One thing that will be very apparent with Millicept as Crenville is talking is that when you mention the loss of revenue, he is physically taken aback.
Yeah, I love it. And I think he notes that too. And he's like, he's like, um, he said, he says, that being said, from time to time, Miss Depfo will be called away to to attend council meetings, in which case I am the underboss and I will be take charge while in her absence when she's gone. Lichdom Incorporation's operations remain separate and under the purview of Lichdom Corporation's ruling council in and of itself. They just happen to have a member on our council, and we happen to have a member on their council. This is mutually beneficial arrangement. This is. Are there any questions as to the new order of the day here?
Not on my
Anyone?
end. And my character will out of game. I'm terrible with names.
Crenville is the guy that's been talking.
I know. What's your character's name?
Oh, see, I'm good too. I'm Philip with an F.
Well,
Yep.
Milliceps is going to look at Philip and it's just like, well, I see you as presenting with such extravagance. I hope that the Grim Bundle Syndicate and the Lichdom Incorporated can enter into a very, very profitable friendship in the future. You need anything, you let me know.
Excellent. I look at you.
Awesome. I just pop off random things as I'm drinking. This is fun. Y'all
Right.
are entertaining.
After his third drink, I do motion to the person that's refilling, and I go, more garnish. Then I look back at you, and I go,
Huh.
there shouldn't be any problems. This is all new to me, and it's not necessarily something that I'm good at, but we'll see how it works out. Past that, I look at Crenville, and I go, Crenville, equals, not your boss.
Well, I appreciate that, but in the terms of the order and the structure of the organization, he goes, he goes, don't worry. He says, I won't let it go to your head. I mean, he says,
It shouldn't go
but
to my head.
he says,
Oh.
but I would like to turn the floor over to you. The various things that you're so you can set whatever agenda. I imagine you've got an agenda to set, and I know Isaac had a few things that he had spoken to you about. Um,
You'll have to remind me of those later.
Okay.
Uh,
First of all, I
Towards
want
the
to.
end of the ritual that I endured with your brother, I kind of got woozy. Apparently, I was allergic to something in that tea.
He
But
was like, yeah. So you do vaguely remember that he said something about being very interested in the Amber Wreath and what their
oh
doings
yes,
are
I
as
do
being
actually remember that. That
and
means we can try to get a hold of Bettina.
and
Excellent. We'll
you
send messages immediately.
and you actually and you know
Actually,
that they said something about something else too. But Death Arms, I want you to roll a perception check here real quick.
yeah, remember? Death Arms do it. Oh.
Soul Demon, are you there?
Soul
Yeah, I'm
Demon.
here.
Okay, I need a perception check from you.
All right.
Oh, not check.
12. Okay. So it's not a very hard perception check to miss. So you look down and there is a group of people entering that definitely look like they don't belong here. They look like trouble. Could you give me a culture check here? You recognize them instantly. Like these guys are wanted criminals. And they are one Captain Vard, who is apparently the grandson of the infamous Captain Stillard, space pirate, a known con man, gambler,
Wait,
and thief.
the ones from
There's
episode 1?
no.
Okay,
These
just
these
making
are
sure.
from you met them last episode. There is
Oh,
a
okay.
Knoll. There is a, and behind him are
Okay.
the Isekai Borai known as Ravenous. He's extra bad news. Cannibalism is the closest word, but technically he eats sentient beings. Cannibalism is just sort of the catch-all term for that. He's a very dangerous individual. There is a well-known drug dealer, a Kasathan outlaw woman known as that goes by Javi de Barab. There is a Knoll mercenary who is well known for his savagery in battle, named Kaihak the Rabid. And Kaihak, the stories you've heard about him, he has a tendency to very violently and very effectively and very quickly mow down people in front of him. He's a mercenary of a great deal of repute. He's not necessarily wanted for specific crimes in the Pact worlds, but he's wanted for crimes in various places all around the galaxy. Um, you know, generally
Justin.
somebody wanted to put him on war crimes. Yeah, I'm hearing an echo on me too.
I'm here.
Um,
Okay.
the
The other thing is I've been back long enough that I should have given him some warning about such things.
well, the well, here's let me finish the
No, I'm
descriptions
sorry.
here. Um, there is also Igwort, a goblin, an insane goblin technomancer mercenary, generally known to travel with Kaihak the Rabid, known for being even more insane than most of his kind. Very, very, very just like out there. And and there is also an android known as Pinion. And Pinion, the bounty on him is a little confusing. He's accused of a lot of crimes, but he's actually wanted by a corporate. The bounty actually comes from a corporation rather than a governmental, organization. And you know all this stuff from the guild. Like this is the crew of the Bent Cage. They were operating in the Pact Worlds and the Tabori cluster. They were all being put. The story is that they were on a prison transport ship and managed to take the ship over and turned it into their own outlaw ship, running around committing crimes across the galaxy. So you recognize all of these people as bad dudes. And you probably were forewarned, and maybe let's get the flashback to that conversation then. Between Philip and Death Arms, like to be expecting this. Like what did that look like?
All right, Death Arms, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
So
So
take
I
us
would have,
back to that flashback. Yeah. So
yeah, I would have called you into the office, and I would have had a file in front of me, and I would have been like, "All right, so in order to make more money and get us a better future, I've joined this club, with the Grimbuckle. Uh, it seems like it's going to be shady as hell. Unfortunately, there are certain people with interest, and I pass you the thing. And it's an entire roster of not only those people that you just saw, but several others that aren't here at the moment. That I know that there is a significant amount of money on some of these guys, but unfortunately, somehow, they're allies at the moment. And I need you to respect that. Otherwise, they'll come after all of us.
Got it. I will hold my restraints as much as possible.
Right. But definitely always be on guard. These guys have their own agendas, and they really don't like me much. Okay.
yeah,
And then we
and
flash
then
forward.
yeah, and then we flash back to the current, and like you see these. So like you knew these guys were going to show up eventually. Like they're. Did you tell them that tell
Right.
Death Arms that they're running a space station of their own in your territory?
Actually, I would have mentioned that, but we don't know where it is. Right? That was one of the
So
things.
it's like a couple. It's like a couple systems over.
Okay, so it's not
Yeah.
in the Drage, it's outside of the Drage.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's
well,
in
that
the
makes it
Durelium
better.
frontier, which you're basically responsible for. But
All right.
your power base is mostly in the Drage system at the moment.
Eventually, we'll have to learn more about that. But I would have mentioned that too. And anything else that I felt was important.
Yeah.
Right? Like, no one's told me about all the things that have happened with him, so I don't know that part. But yeah,
Right.
so we can flash forward. Who did we lose?
I
No,
think
no.
we lost Brian.
There we are.
He's back though.
There you
Okay.
are.
Or acting
And
up.
Brian, what is Kurad's response to all of this? Because we're at where we're
Sure,
at the table on this.
you would have been brought up to speed as well, but it would have been in a more casual setting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
you're my friend. This is just a guy that works for us. And slept too. In fact, I probably would have. Wow. Wow.
Where's
Kip.
Slash? Where
Yeah.
is he?
I turned into
Yeah.
a weird dude. All right.
Nope, Kip, I apologize. Now, yeah, but I would have explained it to you guys like in a different setting. We would have been in like my room and had drinks, fancy water for Kurad, and I would have like given him a beer. Kib, here's a beer. It's called Black Strog.
you actually and I think Kurad, you probably would have might have heard of Dr. Javi de Barab too.
And technically, when we flash forward, we still haven't actually heard the well. Oh yeah, that's true. I showed them the packet. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of bad people that unfortunately this feels more and more like home every day. But yeah, and now we're back in the VIP room. And Karad, you were thinking what?
Bard is a tiefling too. I forgot.
Yeah, he's probably just sitting back, taking it all in. Just
Well, and the bonus for you is with these guys around, there should be more bodies for the recycler.
Exactly.
But it's a good move. I showed you all the profit and blah blah blah. And so far, there hasn't been anything that I'm like, why did I do this? And that's always nice. So
that will come.
Death Harms, do you mention to us that you saw the bad guys come in? I realize we're bad guys, but they're worse.
Yeah, I'd say I'd say something along the lines of Fatty'd entered at like 12 o'clock.
Okay, so let me see. There's Albert, and Albert is Woody Allen. And then AI is the bodyguard, right?
Yep.
Okay. I look at Albert, and I'm like, you should see if AI can come out and play. We have bad guys afoot. And then I'm like, have Millicent, would you have the bravest of your staff direct them up here?
How about I goes myself? Would that be all right? If
Even
these
better.
people are dangerous. I wouldn't want some incompetent flatfoot to, piss them off and start a riot.
Do you?
Boss, it could be dangerous.
Well, then you come with me.
Okay.
You're my security, aren't you?
Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah.
I got this. Cane, you bought this cane sword for me, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. You know how to use it, right?
Oh, sure. Let me show you. He
No,
pulls up his-
no. Put that back. Put that back right now. Okay?
Okay.
You don't draw a weapon unless you're ready to use it, okay?
Okay, so Ha will fly above us and activate his Sentinel fusion on his weapon to guard the 2,500 feet that he gets.
And Milliceps is going to go up there and make a diplomacy check.
Go ahead and give me that diplomacy check then.
Yeah. To get them quickly and with as little, screaming and yelling as possible to the VIP section. And I add a D6 to that because I am a...
Yeah.
So that's
This
a
is-
21.
22, but he looks at it like who
Did you
do
do
you approach? You approach Captain
of them.
Vard.
Basically,
just all of
the
them?
biggest motherfucker that's there is the one that he'll address, of course.
Oh, that's Kaihak.
I love it.
Yeah, you turn around, you look at him, you're like, and what do you say to him?
It's like, welcome. Would you like to partake of a particular beverage tonight, or should I just guide you to the VIP section?
He looks at you. He's like, and he looks at you, and he's like, and he goes, I can get my own drink. I can get my own drink, and he kind of turns around to look at the bar, to head to the bar, like he's just dismissive, like angry and dismissive. But I think like you get the Tiefling Captain Vard comes over, and he looks at you and he's like, "You'll have to excuse Kaihak. He gets a little antsy on a long flight. He gets a
Get
little
you.
peckish. He goes, and it takes him a while to calm down.
I
He
get
goes,
you. I get you.
I wouldn't take it personal. He goes, and he puts his hand out. It's like, Captain Vard.
My character will extend. It's kind of a hand,
The pseudopod-like thing.
pseudopod, and
Yeah,
gently
yeah,
shake his hand.
yeah. He's
Or
like,
her hand.
goes,
It's like,
so,
can you tell me what he likes to drink just so that we could have it ready for him?
oh, well, he'll drink any high grain alcohol you can give him.
Okay.
He's I don't the stronger the better for all of
Okay.
us, really. At least
Just
after a while. Huh?
the second they say that, I'm going to telepathically link with the bartender and tell him high grain alcohol.
Maybe
Aim for 180 proof.
Yeah, yeah. He's like the bartender kind of like he's probably been given the like he's had time to get used to this because you've probably talked to him telepathically before, so he just nods and goes and rummages for some high grain alcohol. And
Thank you,
Captain Vard
Captain.
looks at you. He's just like, and he's like, he goes, heard there was a gambling establishment on this chunk of metal. He
Oh,
goes, I rather like places like this. He goes, you're he says, and what's your name, my friend?
I'm Milliceps. I'm the manager of this casino.
Sure. I think we're gonna be real good friends. And he smiles.
And
Um,
Milliceps will smile back and just be like, I'm sure we will be.
uh,
You can make your way to the VIP section, of course. If you wish to have a look around, you can have a look around. But I was told that you were to be invited to the VIP section.
okay. He goes, you don't mind if my crew avails themselves of your fine facility, do you? And he kind of gestures sort of grandly. Like there doesn't seem to be much this guy does without a flourish.
I am going to sense motive him to determine what he means by what he said. If that's all
blessings
right.
upon your roll.
All right, give me your
I want to
sense
know his
motive.
intentions. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's a 2 on the die.
Ouch.
Can I look into it? I am his
You want to
bodyguard.
try to make a sense motive? Okay.
Yeah,
Um.
my character is not particularly good at it, but let's see.
Well, Milliceps, don't forget you still get to roll that d6 as well.
Okay. So 12.
Yeah. No. So neither of you can really tell exactly what he means. He seems to be leaving it up to interpretation and open. Um,
You are
but
free
his
to use the facilities as you see fit, good sir. However, I will inform you that at the VIP table we do have everything conveniently placed.
is
Every service that we offer.
says he says, I think I'll go join your VIP table. I'm afraid the rest of my crew is a bit low class. They're maybe a crass for that kind of a thing. Not exactly a polite society. I will be taking my friend Pinion here, though. I don't really go much of anywhere without him. He can at least hold his tongue. Uh, and Pinion just kind of shoots him a dirty look, and he shrugs, and he's like, what? You're usually fairly quiet. And he goes, I get it. I don't pry. He goes, makes you a good ally. And and he says, by all means, lead the way. And he like,
Millicept, you might think in your head that this would be a good time to mention to the crew that there's aborts if they decide they want to have real fun, because that would definitely get them out of the casino, most likely. Aborts may hate you for it, but
Okay.
Bortz is known for being a oh, Jester, I can't think of the words. You say it. A dive bar.
hmm
Mm. I will bring that up. Absolutely. 100%.
I think Vard goes, that sounds like a pretty raucous good time. We'll have to make our way down there at some point.
Yeah,
This
I'll
place
send you a
is,
bottle myself. What do you drink?
is It's like me? Huh, the more expensive the better. It all tastes like crap after you start paying. After a certain amount of credits, it tastes like crap. So it's not really a taste thing. It's more of an image thing. You got to
Yeah,
keep up appearances that you're a
I
person,
got
a,
you.
a person of taste, right?
I got you. I know exactly what you mean.
And he's like, uh, and I think like you lead him up there, like as soon as he comes up, as soon as you guys get up, like he kind of makes his way up. Well, first of all, you know, Pinion, for his part, his skin is kind of a grayish blue color, and he keeps his hair fairly short, and he wears like, and none of them are dressed in like suits or anything. They're all in like the kind of clothes that you would imagine they hijack ships and do various nefarious acts in. They're dressed for business rather than business.
Yeah,
And they but Vard, however, does seem to like he's got a long coat that he wears, and you've seen several captains, including Percy, wear something similar. Seems to be a style. Um, but his seems to be really old and beat up to some extent. Um, it looks like it's seen better. It looks like it's seen some shit. Um,
yeah,
and uh, but Vard wears his hair kind of long, um, and with his horns perfectly polished, uh, and sort of like, and he kind of like walks up and he goes, so this is where all the rich important kids go to hang out, huh? He goes,
Sure
and
do. Have a seat. It'll be fun.
he looks at it, and he goes, all right then. And he sits down and kind of kicks his feet up, and Pinion doesn't sit down. He stands. He stands pretty much next to and like over like Vard's shoulder. Um, you would get the impression like you probably get the impression that like there is some bodyguards type relationship or first mate type relationship going on there, um, and whatnot.
I got one of those too.
And he's like, so a nice place you got here. Goes, you've been working on this for a little while, haven't you?
yeah. It's been a lot of work. By the way, just I am going to go ahead and is any of his crew still in the casino?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Every member of his crew, I'm going to say to one of the workers to give them roughly 500 credits of free play for them to just sit down at a table and gamble.
All right. All right. I think
Just to
like
placate him.
give me a perception check here. It's kind of because I know you're going to pay attention to, and AL you can as well, because I know you guys are going to pay attention to these guys while they're in your establishment.
Yep.
All right.
Perception.
I am not a very perceptive individual.
They don't seem to be doing anything too off key or off kilter. I mean, the Kaihak does almost get into it with security, but does almost get into security, but security realizing that they are clearly outmatched by this massive Knoll mercenary, kind of like give him a little extra berth, and things calm down. Um, but otherwise, it looks like Dr. Javi de Bereb more or less tries to manage Ravenous while he's in public, and Igwort, that leaves Igwort basically to his own devices, which you're not sure, but he seems to be driving somebody crazy with something. You're not entirely certain what. But yeah, he's like, he kind of, and I guess anybody else who decides they want to pay attention to, who's not like directly a part of like massive things going on, like Death Arms, I could see an argument for you making a perception check if you wanted to as well. Because it seems like as station security, you'd be paying attention also. Okay. Yeah. You pretty much more or less see the same things that they do. But Captain Vard sits down and is like, so, we figured we'd stop in, drop by, see the place, see what all the fuss is about. Maybe hit the tables, win a little bit of money, you know, and feel a little bit lucky. And he's got kind of gestures a little bit, and he's like, but, you know, I was also kind of curious. Since we're setting up station, we got a bit of an issue. We're seems that we can't get the bent cage out here. It's a bit too big. Rumor has it that you're thinking about doing some shipbuilding.
I grin really big at him, and I go, "Really? Who told you that?"
Well, you know, you can't be on the station 5 minutes without hearing a rumor or two. And I kind of do work for the same people you do. Well, I guess you are the people that I work for sometimes.
Haha.
He goes, he goes, he goes, so, you think you could make you think you get that thing up and running, you could get a production model that's an exact design exactly from our design specifications? I mean, I could send Igwort over to help with the process. It comes down to it.
Wait, we're gonna build something cool?
And
Oh, I want to see. I want to see these blueprints and designs. This would be awesome.
I was just about to say, I really wish Kib spoke more than one language. But yeah, I'm like, I look at Kib and I'm like, do you think you can make something?
I
mean, it's a
help
special
make
order.
this station. So yeah, I mean, totally. Within
Right.
my wheelhouse, it'll be awesome. It'll be
Soon.
exactly the way they want it.
Soon.
Maybe a little
All
bit
right.
tweaked.
So
It'll be alright.
for the time being, we've got a pretty souped up little shuttle on loan. For the time being, he goes, so we can get around and do what we do. Hey, we'd we'd be willing to offer some serious discounts on some mercenary work. No questions asked. You want somebody erased? Well, you want somebody dead? We don't have a problem with killing them. Well, theoretically anyway. I mean, there's some people might be a little beyond our current capacity, but we're working on it. It says,
Hey,
but we don't have
if
any
you
moral.
kill people, I have a question. I've had a few. It's all right. So if you kill people, can we have their bodies? We have this cool facility that turn.
Why would you want their bodies? Oh my god!
Al,
Wait.
calm down.
I turn and look at Screaming
But
Al and I
am
go,
interested.
Al, you've been here for a little while. Have you not been past the corpse recycler? I mean, we do specialize in necrographs here. It's part of the reason these guys are here, because they're like, oh, well, they're already on the up and up with some weird shit. I'm pretty sure it got mentioned in your package, of information
Oh,
when you first arrived.
let me see.
I point at Kurad and I'm like, Kurad does all the surgeries. He's the main doctor. Dr. Oglehop deals with holistic medicine and natural herbs and spices. You met him. He's the one that wears the robe over top of his other clothes.
I mean, I've worked with Oglehop in the past.
Yeah.
uh,
Oglehop is there helping whenever there's time. So this is something that you apparently know now, but should have known before this. It's okay. I mean, there's prices for things up, and like, hey, are you in the mood for an altercation? We do cybernetic wear, and we offer a discount on necrographs. Get 10% off if you bring your own body.
He's like, he goes, I probably know people who'd be interested in that. Not, large masses or anything, but, one or two agents here and there, or like
If you have
less
cold
than
storage,
savory
we will buy
individuals.
bodies for you.
Unfortunately, unlike most people you talk to that refuse to give you bodies, and he kind of gives a smirk. We actually have an on-board disposal for that. In fact,
Ah,
we
nice.
keep him quite. In fact, it helps on a long voyage to keep his behavior under control. I mean, you can only put a muzzle on him for so many for so many hours of the day before before it becomes a problem. I mean, I kind of promised him that he'd have at least some time without a muzzle. I mean, he kind of he kind of looks down at Ravenous, who at this point, like maybe Javi de Barab is like grabbed the back of his like armor and dragged him over to the corner to talk to him, and he looks like he's about ready to try to eat her face off, but something she says apparently snaps him back a little bit. Vard just kind of shrugs his shoulders and he's like, Javi's pretty much good with him most of the time. You know, it's but I don't know. If we have spares, I guess. He goes, and he kind of looks around, um, and he kind of chuckles and shrugs. But like I was saying, we don't have a moral problem with any kind of job you want. You want drugs sold to a population of people? Shit, we can dispense some drugs. You
When
want
he says that, Milliceps is going to reach into his jacket, pull out a business card, and offer it to him.
he's like, he goes, you want to help finance our drug operation? We got an onboard chemist. And he kind of looks at, because we got an onboard specialist in pharmacology.
I
And
don't
technically,
want
you
to.
guys, he's like,
I don't want to interrupt the business that you are conducting currently. However, when you do get a minute, please give me a call.
he's like, uh, he's like, absolutely. He goes, hey, he's like, yeah, you want you want us to deal weapons, ship weapons out to people, we can do that. You know, there are some things that we may not be capable of, but we're willing to try most things.
Well, I have this lovely establishment to manage. It would be a shame if I did not use every avenue in order to make it as profitable as possible.
And he kind of he smiles. He's like, "That's what it's all about out here, isn't it? Profit. That's what brings them all out.
Mm. Am I
And ain't
wrong?
nothing more profitable than war. Yeah."
Too true.
He's like, and I think this is probably like, he kind of he's like, uh, for you, for the rest, for like the rest of you, he kind of like looks around at the rest of you and whatnot. And he's like, um, it's like, So Isaac said Isaac told me that if you needed some mercenary help, that we should look into it. He also said it would be a good idea to work out good deals with you.
When I hear that, my character, Albert, attempts to make an intimidating stance.
Ooh, give me an intimidate roll.
No.
Ooh.
Even though the roll's good, just keep in mind that the character is awkwardly doing it, so maybe it might be like this character's like they can feel the character's on edge, and it's not necessarily like it's scary because the character is just not like in his element. That's the part that's scary about it.
I think he looks over at AL and he looks at the rest of you and is like, is that one okay? Are they gonna be they're all right there?
Sips will just kind of look over at Al and bluff check. It's just like, yeah, Al just something in his wiring sometimes makes him appear to that's not good. That's not
I
good.
could look into that to see.
Here's the
Or-
thing. He was worried about AL until your bluff check, and then he's like, oh. He's like, I don't think they're on the same page. This is a different situation than I thought it was. Like he goes, and I think maybe there's a moment where like fucking Pinion, like you take that stance, AL, and Pinion immediately like there's this gray cloud that starts forming around him.
Al, go check the cameras. Go man the
Like,
cameras. Please.
Really? You
Fi-
sure?
5 minutes, okay?
But
Get your head straight.
I'm really good with this cane sword. I've been practicing.
Al,
Yes, absolutely. I'm going.
just just kind of
just like you have to take care of some rowdy individuals, I like to think I also have a control on my men. I apologize if they did anything to insult you.
yeah, they're a little off kilter, aren't they?
Well, you know how it is. Our lines of work bring out the crazy in people.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, he goes, apparently so. He goes, and he kind of chuckles and he goes, of course, I guess who am I to talk, right? He goes, and he kind of nods down towards his crew. He goes, I mean, look at them, and they're not even the whole damn story. He goes,
Yeah.
he goes, you should meet the other two.
Where are they at?
They're
We should meet all of them. Why are you all them up here? We
Sidebar,
can meet
JJ.
everybody.
they're holding down the fort at the station.
I do look at Kib and I go,
to you.
Kib, I'm pretty sure you've lost head crazy at this point.
What? No, I'm good. I just want to meet more people.
You'll get to meet them, I'm sure. They're going to be here from time to time. Oh, let's see. So, as far as all of it goes, I'm also down to clown with you guys. I mean, we're part of the same order, and I grin from ear to ear, letting my sparkly white show. And then I blink a couple times, and I'm like, but... just don't know. As far as mercenary work that I know of right now, can't think of anything. Brad, can you think of anything?
Nothing at the moment.
Right, and as far as facilities go, as you were saying about wanting your ship because, it's not big enough to be here, or it's too big to be here, rather. We only get small shipments. Um, even with the best the money can buy at times, it's still a slow process. I mean, it took us an extra 4 months to open the casino because the first people that they hired got information about the system and were like, no, I'm not leaving the Packed Worlds to go here, not for the money you're offering. So, and it was actually pretty good money. I would have taken the job, honestly. So, but the longer I'm out here on this tin can, the more annoying gnolls are. So, do what you can, and just let us know if he destroys anything. And try not to let him eat too many people. There are some zealots that they can eat. They'll be spray painting. He can have any of those that he wants.
Like, it's like, I'll bear that in mind. He was, and he kind of is, he kind of is, he's like, I think he's, he kind of looks around and he's like, well, he goes, oh yeah, I was told to give you this. Since you arrived on, yeah, message from a friend. At least that's what she said anyway. And he hands you like a fucking data chip, like
Mm-hmm.
communications and whatnot. He goes said you know said it was from one peer to another, official business. Eh, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, kind of thing. And he kind of
Ah,
and
I thank
he's
him. I'm like, as far as it goes, you're on our bottle service. Uh, Feel free to get hammered. But if your boys get too rowdy, check out the boards. They have some pretty good stock down there too. Because up until today, they had no competition, and now we have the casino, restaurant, and this bar. So, yeah, but they'll still have pretty good loyalty from everyone that's been here for a while.
bear that in mind. And he kind of takes his feet off, puts his feet down, and kind of like and kind of like looks around. And he's like and he's like looks at Pinion. He's like, well, we should probably go round up the crazies. And you got my number. He goes, and he's like, here's my. Actually, he probably hands the stuff to you. He's like, here's my comms number and the coordinates for where our station is. You ever want to come by and see the operation? Yeah,
Cool. Are
you
you
are the
lucky enough to
syndicate
have
boss here.
shields?
Yeah, we're still a work in progress too. You've been out
Okay.
here a few months more than we have. I mean, we had just got
Mm,
our station. We've only been out there a couple of times and, you know, putting the work in.
I understand that. And if it's as bad as this was when we got here, we'll help where we can.
Like, he goes, I appreciate it. He goes, if you'll excuse me, I imagine you have important things to do, and well, I have them. And he kind of smirks, and Pinion sort of rolls his eyes. He's like, and he kind of takes his leave. But you do
Mm.
see that, um, and Crinville's like, I imagine this is the point in the party where you're going to want to, where whoever else you want to do business with, probably free. Just remember, syndicate business kind of stays within the inner circle.
Of course.
And it's like,
And did we discuss the fact that means I can still share with Kurat, with Kurat, not Kurat, damn it. No. Yeah, Kurad. And Kib. Unless
Right.
it's super secretive.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
of
much.
course, there's
Like,
going to be once in a while where they're like, tell no one.
yeah, they're like
Mm.
there is a little bit of leeway. Like as you're sort of like getting to like having watched in person how some of the other syndicate leaders act and how they structure and whatnot, you're getting the impression that there is all of them have something of an inner circle that are in on secrets that there's like a level of secrets. Like there's the shit that the average soldier, foot soldier, thug, common, whatever would know. There's the stuff that the regional, like a operations management would know, and there's stuff that like an inner circle would know. And then there's stuff the underboss and the boss would know. And then there's stuff that only the, syndicate boss would know. And in this area, like part of your job is to like, unless otherwise stated, parse what information you choose to relinquish. Like there are going to be some council business things obvious that are like no one, but there's going to be stuff that they're going to be like only your inner circle, and there's going to be some stuff that this is privileged information. Only the people that you deem, need to know this.
Right? Okay. Just checking.
So, yeah.
So, Kurad, what did you get accomplished while we were gone? Ha. Because technically you had 4 weeks, and even if you were doing your job half that time, that still leaves you at least 2 roles to try to get new members. Or not members. Associates?
Members.
Members.
Yep.
Yeah, that we would be working on trying to get the new members.
And so that's a D20 plus 9.
And yeah, and
Because
yeah,
you delegate work and then have the syndicate do it because they have a better role than you.
we'll have Lichdom Corporation.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Technically, yeah.
But so what the DC's 13, so I remember stuff.
So AL shows up with red pupils this time, and the character is kind of like instead of like a stiff kind of feel like Allie or the like the kind of nervous stiffness. It's very laid back, but you can get the sense that this character, no matter what the situation, is probably just doesn't care.
Nice.
Yeah, I've taken care of it. He's cooling off.
Hey, I appreciate you. You know that? I appreciate you. I know you really want that tasty little cane to catch a little bit of blood, but sometimes we gotta pick and choose, eh?
Whatever you say.
All right. Sorry about that, gentlemen.
I whispered to Kurat, I'm like, I still haven't quite figured out how to change over. It's still interesting.
That's
And
okay.
Kurad,
I haven't figured it out yet either.
And Kurad, you're with your checks, you get one new member for the organization. So you guys want to write that in on Lichdom at Lichdom Corporation.
Brian, you got it, or you want me to do it?
If you want to put it in, I'll come up with a name.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, it's
This
the
one's just-
unnamed ones I think we're down to.
Yeah,
The
it's
peons.
this isn't a follower. This is just a member.
I got you. I even have those notes up somewhere. Ah. That just ruined everything, but I got it.
Got it? Okay.
Ah, we
Yep.
lost someone.
All right.
Oh, no.
Put it back.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think you've got a moment like this is probably where like Zerk probably comes in. Like he comes in with like by himself, and his he's dressed well, but somewhat flamboyantly. Um, like not in the sense of like bright colors and puffy clothes or anything, but more like um, the clothes he's wearing make him look exotic in the sense that like maybe the maybe his vest is made of some scaled hide of some beast. His pants are made of like some kind of like special material made from the silk of some alien caterpillar type creature or whatever. Um, but it's all stuff that like there are elements that make him look a lot like a hunter more than a businessman. Um, so you get a kind of a hunter vibe off of him, and he seems to draw a bit of attention when he comes in, and of course they wave him to VIP. He takes his time getting up there, but he eventually makes his way up. And he kind of is like, he's like, "Good evening, gentlemen. Hey, what's going on? How we doing?"
Welcome to the
Hey.
party, sir. Milliceps is going to do the closest interpretation of it as they can with a snap, and just call over one of the waitresses and tell them to go get the. If you'll remember the last game that I was in, I procured his favorite drink, essentially.
Right.
Moonshine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh
And
yeah,
we
pirate
had,
hooch.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we were going to cast basically an illusion spell on it to make it appear as a much finer drink, like
All
top
right.
shelf
Yeah.
liquor.
As this is happening, Alistair rolls his eyes.
The- I think Zerk probably drinks and he goes, oh, you remembered, impressive. He's like, so, yeah, pretty good opening so far. So what do you guys have planned for the floor show or for the show? Stage. You got music, comedy, a little bit of both. You got
We got some of the most beautiful dances that we could find in this sector um, to perform for the entirety of the VIP section, and then for the main floor.
oh, he goes, I like it. I like it. The preview. Okay, cool.
Of course, VIP
He's like,
gets
what?
everything first.
He's like, so, what can so he was, I think he's probably like, looks at you, Philip, and he's like, you, sent me a message earlier. I assume you were in a hurry to talk to me or something?
This is where I let Kib take over. Kib, we're trying to find a buyer.
A buyer for
No,
what?
you're not.
We're not?
No, I already sold it, dude. I told you weeks ago. We sold it.
Oh yeah. All right. Well then I don't remember at this point why we won.
He's like, uh, he,
Oh, just a proper schmooze. I mean, the VIP room on the opening night of the casino is for a treat for anyone.
he goes, oh, excellent. He goes, I think he's kind of like, I think he's kind of like chuckling and whatnot. I think this is probably like a oh, probably not. Nah, probably not at the moment. But the I think like he's he doesn't really have anything major important to say or anything at the moment unless anybody
Mm.
else needs to engage with him on something. Like he's perfectly cool with just sitting back and reacting to the show and telling jokes and things like that, just joking around and hanging out.
Yeah, I do
Uh,
want to get a real quick diplomacy check just to ingratiate myself to him, though.
Okay, so give me your
Yeah,
diplomacy
you
check.
did get caught trying to shoplift, so.
Well, AL did.
Oh, I thought it was. My apologies.
That was me.
No.
It's a dirty 20.
Yeah,
Naughty.
I think he looks at you and he goes, it, like, what do you say to him? Like, how do you open the conversation?
Basically, praising him on his jokes, any of the jokes that he makes, saying,
Mhm.
you know, good one. Just overall being not suspiciously attempting to get him to like me,
Right.
but I'm just following his lead whenever anything comes up. And the moment that he says something, my character would remark back about something about like how brilliant that is, and possibly come up with a joke or two himself in order to, you know, get him to laugh a bit.
For the most part, he seems to be paying less attention to you than, say, to Philip and Kurad. Um, and you can read his attitude at the moment as being indifferent. If you bring up business, then like, do you bring up business at all?
Yeah, tell him that we have a lot of potential in that business venture that we had discussed previously at the party.
Yeah, I think he probably. I think his response to that is he goes, business. He goes, of course. He goes, we'll have to make an appointment to nail down some things in contract. We don't have infrastructure set up just yet. He's like, but he goes, this is a bit of a triumph for you. There's an opening night, a very, very, very nice, wonderful night. Relax, enjoy it. And
Oh, but of course you're right. Um, I just wanted to bring that up to you. Make sure it's fresh in your mind because we're about to make a whole lot of money.
How am
he's
I
like,
interpreting this exchange? Like, how, what can, like, if I were to, would I roll sense
give me a
motive for that?
sense motive. Yeah, give me a sense motive if you want to try to like get a understanding of this parallel. All right. So what you're getting here is like you pretty much know what Millicept is up to because you work for Millicept. But in terms of Zerk, it's not that Zerk is unwilling to do business with you guys. It's that he's unwilling to talk about business right now. He's fairly indifferent. He's here to do business. He really is. But he's not here right now for business. Like he's actually honestly here just to enjoy the opening and have a good time.
My question is then with this: is he disrespectful to Millsaps in any way?
No, he's not disrespectful. I mean, he's polite about it, but you definitely get the read of okay, business. We'll talk later. I'm trying to have a good time. Like um, he's not being disrespectful, and he's not being like he's being polite about it, but he clearly at this point doesn't want to talk about business.
I I tap Millsaps on the forehead, on the head, and be like, why don't you let me take care of this for you? I could
What
show
we
you some of the most funnest games on the floor if you want.
And he's like, he goes, actually, I was rather hoping to sit here for a little bit and have a few drinks and a few laughs while I watch the show.
Well,
was.
He goes, uh, I think like this is kind of the thing that you're gonna like sort of get from him is that he just kind of wants to hang out and like he was willing to talk business with Philip mostly because they have a longer relationship essentially. Um, and well, clearly as clearly willing to do business with Lichdom Incorporated or Lichdom Corporation, because that was essentially what he was sent out here to do. He's willing to do business with you as well. He's just, you're
Yeah.
like a side thing for him. Like his main profit that he's expecting to come from is from doing business with the station with Lichdom.
So as much as that's the takeaway. I say,
Yeah.
well, Millie, I gave it the good one too. You know what? He doesn't want to do business. I
He
say we
didn't
let
say
him watch
that,
the
Al.
show.
He didn't say that, Al. He said he doesn't want to do business now. Come on now. Please.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think
And can I make a... What kind of social check would that be to just kind of pass it off as, something that's not, hurtful, but not, I'm trying to distract him, basically.
a bluff check maybe?
Okay. A bluff check to distract the individual that runs the tea company.
Well, he doesn't run it. He's their agent here.
Oh, well, the
Yeah.
agent here then. Okay.
Yeah, Zerk Silver Soul is basically their agent in this system. Like his job is to set up business here arrangements.
Well, that's a 30. To just kind of distract him, it's like, hey, look, the show is about to begin. Come on, it's only gonna be a couple more minutes,
He's like, he, I think he's like, in that case, and he's like, any kind of like, I think he probably settles in to just kind of watch the show and what have you. Are you guys like, are you guys going to talk to, do you guys have anything that, like, I thought, you were talking about sending word to Sestra to come up. Is that a thing you're going to do still? Or are you just going to let her do her thing?
Who's that to? Is that to me or is that?
Well, I know, like Philip and Kurad and Kib were talking about inviting Sestra up.
That's right. That was early on. Yeah, that was before the meeting.
Well, and technically at this point, wow. And see, that's how bad I am with names. At this point, her brother could leave to go do other stuff so we can entertain her without him here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure Crenville could probably easily find other things to do. Like, there's nobody on.
Well, that way we don't have to expose him to her.
Well, he's got other things he can be doing. Like, he could go to the office and check his own personal terminal and whatnot.
All right, Crenville, we're going to talk to your sister. This is probably the best time for you to slip away.
And it's like, I have a bit of paperwork. He goes, I have a bit of things to go over myself anyway. Millicept, I think, like when you're sort of like traversing back and forth, Valen Sewer probably catches your arm, and he's like, so he's like, what do you? He's like, what do you know about? He goes, I think he probably is like, so what's the deal with that with Silver Soul? And why did they seem to do business with what were they talking about up there? Because
do I know who Silver Soul is? That's
that's
Grenville's
Zerk.
sister.
No, Zerk Silver Soul is the guy from the Pip Relief Tea Trading Company.
He's the guy that we tried to pickpocket and failed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. 1 second, I'm having trouble remembering from last game.
Oh, you're fine.
Well, like you just talked to Zerk because Zerk was just up there. Yeah.
When I tried to pickpocket him. That's what happened.
Yeah. Well, this time you guys were just talking to him where you were like,
yeah, you
he was the one that was just like,
yeah.
Yeah,
sign.
I don't want to do business right now.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to
Okay.
enjoy myself. Yeah, that's.
What's the
But
whole thing with Zerk?
yeah, he's like, what are they talking about up there?
Do I know who the like? Does this person have any affiliation with the Grim Bundles Grimbuckle
Grimbuckle
Syndicate or
Syndicate?
with the Lichtem Corporation?
Only in so much as they're trying to do business with Lichtem. This is the representative from the Paperleaf Tea Trading Company, the one that you talked to at the very first that you were diplomatizing.
Okay.
The one that
So
doesn't like the council, that doesn't like Philip and
Philip.
company, but you won him over to being like friendly to you anyway.
so that's the fish guy or
The
the
the Jim Fish Trading
yeah,
Consortium
Jim
guy.
Fresh Trading Consortium. Um, I'm not necessarily trying to do business with them. And this is going to be like very hushed tones.
It's like, well, what about? He's like, well, what about Miss Depfo and the Grim and the Lichtem Corporation? What are they talking about with him up there?
I don't know, but I do plan on figuring it out. That's partially why I ingratiated myself to him and made sure to tell my bartenders that he is not to leave this place sober.
Well, this is the guy you were saying not to live sober like. Well, I guess you've said that about a lot of people
Yes,
tonight.
I have.
So true.
So,
But no,
like,
no.
now that I
If I
think about it,
remember
I'm like,
correctly,
damn, you're
this
getting
is
a lot of people
the
drunk.
this is the character though that, if I remember correctly, you said was desperate to gain any information and leverage against the tea tree company. Is that
The
true?
paper leaf,
Yeah,
yes.
Paper leaf, yeah.
yeah.
They're well, I don't know if to say desperate, but he does that, but he is very competitive. Like he was sent here to compete for this market share, for this market, and uh, so is Zerk. Um, and so far, all anybody knows about the Gemfish is that they're ambitious upstart company that's trying to win market from the paper leaf tea trading company.
They're
It's
hungry.
unclear how much they really know about what the paper leaf tea trading company really is, but it's unclear to not all of you know all of that either. So
Okay. Well, I'm
um,
going to level with you. All right. The first rule of business is your business partner's enemies are your enemies, and I prefer to know them.
he goes,
I have a casino. I have a venue in which they can visit at any time, and if I ingratiate myself with them, I might be able to draw more information out on anything that they're planning on doing.
I think he's like, he goes,
If you can keep your enemy in your pockets, you basically have him at a beck and call, ready
he
for the
goes,
slaughter or ready for the
yeah, I think
you know.
he's like, look, he goes, I'm out here to do business with people that are generally dismissive. And he goes, I gotta start finding as many avenues to make profit out here as possible. I think we could be
Yes,
mutually beneficial.
and with the
How
current
are you getting
connection
your
I've set up,
supplies?
well, with the current connection that I have set up, I have informed somebody to call me about possible shipping, and they have their own chemist, and they have their own shuttle in which that they can smuggle said things
Oh, Chemist,
safely
no,
to the
I was
station.
talking about your stock behind the bar, booze, alcohol.
Booze?
We know a few distributor that Jim Fish has a number of contacts, and we know a few distributors can get a hold of some decent booze at a decent price, some good alcohol. He was, says, How about he goes, whenever you're free, what do you think about setting up a meeting? Maybe we talk some terms, you know. So if you're in the market for a supplier, I'm looking for other business opportunities while I'm out here.
Oh, of course, of course. I would love to do business with you, sir.
And it's like he's like, I tell you what, he goes, here's my comms number. So whenever they get the infrastructure set up for the mall and what have you, I should be able to get plenty of stuff in. He goes, he goes, if you can get me an inventory of list of what you're trying to, of what you're carrying, what you'd like to carry, that you're not currently carrying, what you might carry, um, what you might carry down the road, you know, what kind of price points you're looking for. I can maybe come up with a plan, come up with a pitch, look into
Most
my
certainly.
distributors, see what I can get.
Most certainly. I would very much appreciate that. I could go ahead and write you up a list after the festivities have died down a little bit, and I will send it to you with utmost haste.
He goes, he goes, thanks, man. He goes, I was beginning to think that I was beginning to think I wasn't going to find, I was beginning to think this place was going to be all depressing and terrible. And I thought for sure they were sending me out here to ruin me.
No. This is a casino, sir. I only run the finest of establishments, you see.
And it's like, and he nods and he's kind of like, he goes, I look forward to getting your list and putting together a proper pitch.
Yes. And I look forward to working with you as well.
Yeah, he's like, man, I think like he'll chat with you for as long as you want to make small talk or whatever. But other than that, that's probably the most important thing he's got to say at the moment. Let's see.
Cool.
Death Arms, were you going to talk to anybody about like the situation with your guild or with Moon Snow, the bounty hunter? Or is that stuff you're keeping under wraps for now?
That stuff I am keeping under wraps.
Okay. All right. So you're kind of like keeping that to yourself at the moment. I think you do get a I think like you do get a I'm trying to think. What was it that I was doing here? Nope. Can't remember. Okay. But looking at the time, I think maybe this is the point where like does anybody else have any more crucial scenes they need to wrap up before I move to the last scene here?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Philippa.
You want to talk to Philip? Okay. Yeah. Easy enough to find.
Hey.
He's You still there? Chris?
I was muted.
Ah, there you are.
I was muted and talking, so that doesn't work. We both know that. Hi.
Yeah. The other personalities haven't read the document. However, I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I came across something quite interesting. What did you mean right here where it says all androids are free upon entering the station?
Actually, that is something I wanted to talk to you about. But we just hadn't had the time. Yes. Technically, the second that your character stepped on my station, they were free. That is indeed not a accident. Now, because the person that technically bought you is a Grimbuckle employee, and we weren't sure exactly how we were supposed to deal with that, and I hadn't had a chance in character to discuss it with Kurad and Kib. But it was brought up after our original meeting. So, yes, and honestly, at this point, I'm going to make it canon that we're going to start putting up the hidden scripts over the places so androids can see that sort of thing. Technically, we've withdrawn this from the regular fanfare. This is one of the older copies. There are those that are annoyed with my little stance on androids having souls.
I don't know if I have a soul. That's why I'm employed by Milseps.
Mm,
I'm a little bit different from the others.
I've noticed that. The longer that I spend with you, the more I notice. But yes, as far as it goes, I know that you have friends that live with you inside that body.
The ones I keep track of, there's about 100 of them.
Hmm.
But I don't know. As far as I can tell, I'm the original personality. But my deal with Millsips is that he'd help me figure that all out. So as long as that deal is in order, I work for him.
Okay. But just know, it's your choice. And should you, at some point, no longer want to work for him, we will make arrangements to get you back to the core.
I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you for sharing.
Anyway, I gotta get back to whatever I'm supposed to be doing. He walks off.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Anybody else?
After that whole situation, I I just call him. I call Kurad and I'm like, ring ring.
Brian said he was getting off. He's tired. He was falling asleep.
It happens. Okay. Well, in that case, I leave a message for Kurad that's like, I've spoken with them. At least one of them is coherent about the rules. And we'll leave it at that. I'll be like, Kib, you did great tonight.
What? I'm drinking. Have funny taste.
What's funny is about 4 drinks ago, I switched into non-alcoholic.
He doesn't know, and he keeps
Yeah,
going.
he doesn't know.
Whatever.
Right? With extra garnish. So you're full and full. And while you are still pretty drunk, you're doing better than you were like 20 minutes ago. So, then everybody with secrets said they're keeping secrets. Remember, tomorrow we need to talk about. You told me about the build points, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I meant Kib.
Yeah, I told you we sold those books and got
Right.
everything done, and what I was doing earlier when you came in is I was trying to find the next location of stuff. I have the coordinates. I'm just trying to map out a plan to it that I'm going to go to, and then we could go get more stuff and then bring it back and then sell that, and then we'll be all good.
Okay. It'll be interesting. I'm going to have to look into that to see how best we can do while still letting you have all your fun. Anyway, I think that's all for me.
All right.
And Death Arms, you said you didn't have anything else for tonight?
Correct.
Okay, so yeah, sounds like it's time for sign-offs if we're all done. Oh wait, no, final scene?
So, you know what? Yeah. So the final scene is you guys are kind of you're sort of like doing your thing and whatnot, and I think actually the final scene is probably like a bit later and after everything. Um, it's when Philip is back in her room checking out, or wherever you go to check out this message. Um,
Oh
and it's
yeah, the message.
a message when you open it up, like it is the face of Othka, the uh, former orc Borai,
Oh yeah,
from
my friend.
the one who's like managing the Gitteron, the criminal operations in the Gitteron Authority. Um, and she's like, I hate to ask something quite so soon of you, but unfortunately, there are things a little hot here for one of my people. I was hoping I could send an agent to you. I'll be sending an agent out to the Drage system to you. I'm hoping that if you are amenable to help her disappear into the system. She's not a bad sort, just a little rough around the edges. Um, Her name is Dovry Forgecore. And there's and you get a picture of like this, and there's an attached file, like a picture of a dwarf woman with, her blonde hair like braided, and like braided up with like sort of like um, various implements and whatnot, and looks to be dressed for a fight. Um, and there's like a little information on it, and maybe that's like the last scene is the is this um, this deal, or this Othga asking you to help, find a place somewhere out there for her friend, for her agent Dovry's Forge Core.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody start sending me your Player's Choice Awards, and let's get sign-off started.
Soul Demon, you want to go first?
Sure, why not? Hello, I'm Soul Demon. I played Death Arms. I pretty much just sat back, watched on guard, and pretty much just waited for my time, and still am waiting. I am in Restoration of Gallifrey on Sundays, and what's that Saturday game?
Land to Liberia.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, and then that is me.
All right.
Perfect.
Who
Would one of
wants to
our
go?
guest stars like to go next?
Sure. I've been Haster. Well, I've been Milliceps. I am Haster. I play in a few games, most prominently ones that are ran by JJ here. And yeah, when we're not there, we're here playing it up with fellow gamers.
Nice. Is that all?
Oh,
I mean, I stream, but I don't necessarily want to plug that.
Okay, that's fine.
okay. Yeah.
All right, so let's see. How about got this? Oh, nope, no Scott.
Sorry, it cut out when you said the name, and I was like, what did he say?
Okay,
Maybe
yeah.
Fine, I'll go. I'm Scott, and I'm weird. And I played Kip, who is awesome. He got drunk and he listened, and then he rambled on, and then he thought of things, and then he forgot things. And yeah, he's awesome. Okay, what else am I in? I'm also in Lands of Barrier, where I play everybody's favorite cat that does awesomeness and doesn't need a little cat carrier thing at all. But maybe he does. I don't know. We're fighting a dragon. That's awesome. Are we fought a dragon? No, we are. I don't remember where we're at now. Anyways, the other thing I'm in is Sunday. I'm the GM of the Doctor Who adventure thing, and we're in season 2 doing things. And the next episode will be awesome because of one party member and what's in the episode. And it will be really cool. So when we get that going, watch that and it'll be entertaining. At least entertaining for me, but maybe for y'all too. But hey, yeah, that's it.
Roguish Brew?
Joe, first of all,
Hey.
Joe Haster, I
Oh.
still need your Player's Choice Award
Oh,
votes.
shoot.
So
Sorry, my
you
brain's
message
starting to
those
shut
for me.
down.
Yeah, I get you. And then go on from there, you know, et cetera, et cetera. I didn't mean to interrupt your flow. I just needed to get the
All right,
votes. Go for it.
So, Roguish Brew or Rogue Gray Fox on Facebook. I'm currently running. Next week, I'll be running Embers of Uruk around like a few hours before this show. So, I mean, we usually wrap up around the time this show starts up, but it's like we don't want to like run over and then end up not being able to make it to this, so we don't show up when we're running it. That being said, Baldur's Gate 3 comes out soon, and I am going to be all for it. I am going to be streaming that on Rogue Gray Fox at Facebook. So feel free to check that out. All are welcome, and that'll be a lot of fun times, especially if I decide to avoid Shadowheart, because she's integral to the game. Other than that, you guys just witnessed me playing AL, whose loyalty is both absolute and also in question.
Yeah,
I love it. I love
which
it.
is perfectly fine. I love every second of it.
Yeah, no. Other than that, I what like in a few weeks when we're not doing Embers, I'll be playing Val, whose identity is forming as we play through the game, because technically she was just a robot with a protocol to fulfill, and as it did, it just kind of learned different skills to get the job done, and now it's developed some sort of personality, and it has to deal with the existential crisis. There's a lot of existential crisis in a lot of the characters I make. Anyway, that's just me.
Awesome. All right.
So I think that leaves me. Before you, of course. Jester?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
go
I was
ahead.
just making sure I was right. Hi, tonight you watched David the Gnome play Philip Defoe, an 8-foot-tall Labrian that feels that she's in just a little bit too deep. I mean, the casino and everything, yes, but joining the, oh wow. Joining the syndicate may have been just a little bit more than she wanted, but now she's stuck. She drank the tea. Other than that, that's unfortunately all I get to play in right now. One day soon, maybe something else. We'll see. And with that, on to the one and only Jester King. Well, at least ours.
All
Apparently
right. So,
Ooh.
Player's Choice Award, to get the bookkeeping out of the way, is captain is I'm still reading your name on the Discord here. Is
Yeah, let me change it.
Philip.
Oh,
Is
yay.
Philip
Thanks, guys.
Defoe. Give yourself 50 experience points.
Ooh.
And you did see how many experience points it was from last week, didn't you? Did you?
Yes, I
Chris?
did actually remember to do that when we started.
Awesome. Good. Because I know you cut out early last week. You weren't feeling
Yeah, I was
good.
not feeling good.
All right. With that said, I am the Just a King Zerat. You can catch me here on Monday nights running Freewheel Station. I'm kind of enjoying a lot of what's going on here. I have a feeling that I've got some things to work out with on a couple of players before next session, but I have a feeling I have an idea of where some of the rest of this is going. But well, where we're going to next, I guess, for the most part.
Mm.
But let's, with that said, I think that's all I've got for right now. So let's bring out the dragon and get out of here. Bring out the
Bring out the
dragon!
Bring out the
Bring out the
dragon.
dragon.